All right, you guys. Thanks for tuning back into the Browns post game. Make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe, and all that good stuff. As boy, oh boy, it has gone downhill fast. Where do we even begin with this one? Yeah, again, this is the reaction. The guy on the screen again this week, sums up the mood for everybody. Uh, Absolute shit yesterday. Ain't no way to describe it. It was just shit. No heart, no pride. That was an embarrassing loss as the Browns fall to the Patriots with a third string quarterback, 38-15. Man. Yeah, I knew it was a wrap. And I said this on my last show. I said if they lose to the Patriots and not only lose but show up and give no effort and nothing's changed, all hell's gonna break loose. And what happened yesterday? All hell broke loose. What are we doing out there? I mean, the first quarter, the first drive. Okay, first off, Nick Chubb yesterday gets 12 carries. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But Jacoby Brissett rolls out of the pocket, throws it on the run into coverage, and it's just picked. And it's just like uh, my dad was at that game. He was sitting there right on the 50-yard line. And that happened right in front of him. He said as soon as he threw the ball, he goes, I just yelled out loud, "Up, interception! Here we go." Yep, that's what happened. And then I start watching the defense in their first drive. You get 3rd and 12, I believe, at one point. And what do? They give up a long pass on the left side of the sideline to Devontae Parker. Two guys in coverage, and this dude comes up with the ball still. And then you got Greg Newsome out here. Oh man, these dudes now they're running their mouth on Twitter, and all. It's just like, shut the hell up. I'm sick of this stuff. I'm sick of the same old shit. Why are you on Twitter? Why are you responding to people? John Johnson's out here DMing fans, telling them to shut up and all that. Like, dude, what are you doing? You just got your ass handed to you by a third string quarterback, and we're out here DMing fans, responding to fans on Twitter. It just shows you the mindset of this team. They're not right. They're not right. They're soft. They have no pride. They're embarrassing. They don't represent this city. They don't represent us. This is us right here on the screen every Sunday. That's us right there. There we go. When? When are we going to get our heads out of our asses and start playing real NFL football? Because this ain't it. I'm just sick of this stuff, man. And then we got dudes out here. I mean, it's just, I can't believe the whole Twitter. But I can't believe it when I saw it this morning. The guys on here arguing with fans on Twitter. Like, shouldn't your ass be on like the film or something? Shouldn't you be doing film? Shouldn't you shouldn't you be doing something more productive with your time to try to get a win? Not arguing with fans on Twitter. And Nick Chubb gets 12 carries. Kareem Hunt gets 4. Run the ball, Kevin. Run the damn ball. We know it. There was coaching people on the New England coaching staff after the game telling people in the media, like, yeah, our whole game plan was to take away Nick Chubb. Okay, we understand that. But they're like, Kevin just did it for us. We didn't have to even do anything. He just did it for us. Just, I did give him the ball. We're going to go empty set with Brissett. And Brissett's been fine. He's okay. But he is who he is. He's a backup. He's good for about 3-4 games, and that's it. So what do you got to do? You got to improvise till you get your band back. You got to improvise. Do what you do best. Run the ball. Play defense. Why can't we just do simple coverages? We can't do any. I mean, missed tackles, dumb penalty. Greg News is on here on Twitter talking about, yeah, you guys need to shut up. You guys know what you're talking about. That wasn't a PI. Dude, you freaking tackled the guy out of bounds. You didn't even look for the ball. He's made one play this whole year. That was when Austin Eckler almost ran for an 80-yard touchdown, and Greg Newsome got him. That's the only play I saw from Greg Newsome all year. I mean, it's just, and Joe Woods and Mike Prefer. Listen, Kevin Stefanski, I like you. I don't agree. I don't think we should run Kevin Stefanski out of town. I just want to see. I think Kevin Stefanski It's just surrounded by the bad. It has been surrounded by not the right pieces, bad pieces that don't fit him. Joe Woods is not the right fit for his team. He should have never hired a first time coordinator when he's a first time head coach. He should have went out and got a more experienced coordinator. Mike Prefer's all over the place. The special team sucks. They're all over the place. As soon as homeboy dropped the punt yesterday in the fourth quarter, I turned it off. I said, I ain't watching this shit. This is ridiculous. And then, but it's just they look unprepared and they look unmotivated. They look like every time Jacoby Brissett throws an interception, the guy looks like he's about to start crying. Like he looks like he gets too into his head. Into his head. Like, dude, calm down, bro. It's just an interception. Like, again, there looks like a lack of belief within their own coaching, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Defensively, they just look lost. That they're just all over the place. I don't know what Joe Woods and Mike Prefer. I don't. It's not ideal to fire coaches middle of the season. I don't like seeing guys get fired personally. These guys got families and everything. But at the end of the day, it's a results business. And if I'm Kevin Stefanski, my job's on the line too with these other dudes. So what do? I don't know what you do. And now you look at the rest of the schedule. You got the Bengals. You got the Ravens coming up. Then the Bengals. Then you got your bye. And then they don't get easier from there. You got the Dolphins, the Bills, the Bucks. Where's the gimme win? I don't see no easy. There ain't no easy win. How could you pick this team right now? You can't pick this team right now. The way they look, they're terrible. This is every fan in the state. It was so somber in that stadium yesterday. I mean, my dad, like I said, my parents were there. I heard there were some other people there I knew were up there that I know, and all of them, they were like, it was almost. It didn't even feel right. They said it was so somber in the third quarter. People were walking out, leaving the game. They were like, "I'm getting the hell out of here." They're just heading up the street for the Guardians game. Like, I'm getting the hell out of here. But it was so quiet and so just not Cleveland Browns football. Not, it wasn't the dog pound. And that should never happen. It should never happen with this team. I don't know, man. I'm just getting frustrated. I'm getting tired of this shit. I'm getting tired of the same old. And look, last thing I'll say real quick before I bring my man on is analytics are great because analytics are information. But if your whole basis on everything is based off of analytics, you're never going to win. It's like you don't win solely on analytics. There's a football game that has to be played. There has to be football knowledge, football decisions. And that's for football. You go to basketball. Everybody gets so fast they think analytics are driving it. At the end of the day, it comes down to the best talent with the best coaching on the best teams. That's what it's all. That's what wins championships. And right now, we have great talent, but we're not being well coached. We don't have good effort. We don't. It doesn't seem like we have good, focus. The players are out there lollygagging around, and so again, ownership. You have to hold ownership accountable. Okay, we know you like Paul DePodesta, and I like Andrew Berry. I'm not hating on Paul DePodesta, but there just something seems to be off. Something's just off. Like remember once Stefanski got hired, they had the whole thing like, oh, he's got to submit his game plan to the owner every week. Who does that? Healthy organizations don't do that. And I think you're starting to see the dysfunction that we understand they don't have comparable quarterback play right now because of circumstances, but it's really exposed in a lot of things. And I don't think Deshaun Watson's gonna be able to cover up everything. He only plays one side of the ball. And he ain't in the front office, doing all that stuff either. And ownership. And coach Kevin Stefanski needs to get it together. And he might have to make some tough decisions. And just, oh, man, if they go through another coaching regime change and they run people out of town again, it's on. I'm not promoting violence, but I told you guys this is the mood last week if they lose this game. I think everybody was about to throw their damn whatever at the TV yesterday at the game. I mean, there was people at the game. They said we're just cussing like crazy. They're always cussing, but the stuff people were saying out of their mouths yesterday was unbelievable at that game. I mean, just The fans are fed up, man. I was fed up. I turned the shit off. I said, this is absolute, man, this is some trash ass football. And I turned that shit off. I said, I'm not wasting my time with this crap. But I know I'm all over the place today, guys. I'm just, I can't believe what I saw yesterday. I can't believe what I saw. But I mean, what pisses me off the most is you blew the game. You got ran over by the Falcons. 2 weeks before that, you choked the game away to the Jets, and then you give away a game to the Chargers that was on a silver platter for you. And this is how you come out the next week. And the defense got ran over last week by a team that hasn't ran the ball well. They got ran over by the Falcons, and it's just no effort. Nothing's changed. Is anything ever going to change? There's no, like I said, there's any heart, no like pride. They're just out there, just like whatever, man. Like every time they miss a coverage, I said this last week. Every time they miss a coverage, this is what you see. All the players are just sitting there like this. I don't know. Dude just ran right by me. I don't know. And you got Joe Woods over there with his play sheet. Just are we gonna change something like this?
Hey, buddy.
Mike. Welcome to the post-game show. I know I was going on a rant there in the beginning. Kinda. I'm a little under the weather still. Everybody's got like this congestion shit. I don't know.
Yeah, it sucks.
But I am feeling better. But the Browns, on the other hand, are not making anybody feel good. I don't know, Mike. What's your initial reaction to the game? I know you're pretty down, pissed off like everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Well, the defense is bad, and I think it's more like there might be a bigger problem with safety than we initially thought. You know, Grant Delpit's not really shaken out. JJ3 is playing okay. Really, it's all scheme. It just seems to me like it just seems like guys don't know where to be. They, they're not like, it's the same problem that we had over the past couple of weeks is where guys aren't passing the offensive wide receivers onto the safeties correctly. I thought they defended the run decently well. Tyler Davidson was in, I believe, for a couple of those, and he did stuff some runs. Myles Garrett had a good game. Strip sack that we got no points off of. But, the offense, I'm going to give a pass because, they took away Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. That was like their whole game plan. That's like 60% of our offense and forced us to throw the ball with Jacoby. And then, their corners are great. Their defensive scheme is great. Patriots, they were last year and they are this year. They're one of the best defenses in the league. And kind of showed it. But yeah, as far as our special teams and defensive coordinators go, I think it is about time for a change, especially special teams, because, when you coach special teams, I had a friend tell me it's like, it's mostly situational, right? Mm-hmm. Because otherwise it takes care of itself. AJ Green didn't think he did anything wrong when he stepped out of bounds and touched the ball.
And he stepped out of bounds right in front of Bill Belichick too, who knows every rule.
Yeah, knows every rule. So he didn't think he did anything wrong. Now, granted, I think that was a bad call. I don't know if it was that reviewable, but whatever. Chester Rogers returning something on the 10 instead of letting it bounce into the end zone. That's a coaching thing. Like why, Chester Rogers has been returning punts forever.
And he's trying to catch the ball right in the dead center of the sun in his face.
Yeah. Like, why doesn't he, he knows how to return punts. Like, why is he being coached to try and catch that instead of just letting it bounce? It might bounce in the end zone, very least. But Mike Prefer should probably go. At this point, I think we've seen enough of Joe Woods' defense to realize it's not really the thing schematically. I think the players are just as upset. I think our talent isn't being utilized correctly.
They're not being developed either.
Yeah. So definitely in the off season, I think we're going to see some changes. I don't know if it happens sooner. If it does, I can't really see it getting any worse, but we can't hire.
Who do you put in there?
Exactly. That's the biggest thing is even if we fire Joe Woods,
would you want anybody on the coaching staff right now on the defense? Would you want anybody on the defensive staff?
The only guy who's called plays on our defense is the linebackers coach whose name is escaping me, and he
Tabor
coached.
or Tarver, whatever his name is. Is that his
Yeah,
name?
he
But
was
I
the
mean, what
defensive
I'm saying,
coordinator
would you
for the
want any of these
Raiders for like
coaches?
3 years. Um,
Based on what I've seen, would I want any of these coaches around?
I mean,
Is that fair to say? I mean,
yeah,
I don't like
I
to see
think
people lose their jobs, but
right.
again, it's
I think
results
how it would
business.
happen is like Mike Prefer is gone, and then Chad O'Shea, who's the wide receivers coach, would probably take the special teams coordinator position, or even Callie,
There was rumors about Callie being promoted to take
special
over.
teams.
Well, yeah, she'd take over a unit. I heard there was a rumor. There was a rumor last week. I don't know if it's true or not.
I mean,
I
Callie's a
don't think
great coach. I wouldn't hate that at
I
all.
don't know if it's true. There was a rumor that Joe Woods he knows he's on the hot seat, and that if they
Yeah,
did get rid of Joe Woods, they would make Callie the. Now I don't
I
know if that's true or not. I saw
right.
it was a lot of people heard that.
I think it would be like a co-DC thing. I think we would have two.
Yeah,
If we
I would
promoted
see it. Yeah,
if we promoted interior, at least for interim. But off season, there's a bunch of names that pop out. Mike Zimmer is out
Mike
there.
Zimmer.
That's probably my favorite pick.
That'd be my
But
pick.
because if you put in any other like okay defensive coordinator like a Wink Martindale or someone like that with our talent, I think we're fine. I mean, look at the Bills defensive front. Like, look at the Bills defense. Period. Like, outside of Von Miller, who's their next big name? Like, Tre'Davious White's good. He's not great. Kyrie Lamb looks good, but he's not
That's a good
great.
interior pass rushers.
Yeah, but I
Ed
mean,
Oliver still, and he's
but and that's a small failing on the GM of not prioritizing defensive tackles. But they played okay on Sunday.
But they're coached.
Yeah,
they play like a unit. They play the same,
yeah,
and that you know what the Bills are going to give you every week.
Yeah, it's all scheme.
They got a chance every week.
Yeah, it's all scheme. And here,
I know they got their superstar quarterback, and we don't right now. But the way we have the best, hell, he might be the best player in football when he's at his best. Nick Chubb.
Yeah, the Patriots did do a really good job of taking him away.
But they here's my problem though. The Browns helped them out doing it, and that's why even the New England staff said it. We're telling people after the game, they're like, "Yeah, we know we got to take Chubb away because we know how Brissett's limited." But they're like, they only gave him 12 carries. Like, they just they did it for us.
And I don't know if Wyatt Teller going down had anything to do with that. I don't know, because the Froholt kid, who was
72.
Yeah, I don't know if he was undrafted and we added him in, or he was on a practice squad. I don't know, but yeah, Hjalte Froholt was in at guard, and he did all right, at least in pass protection. But like in run blocking, he was bad. I don't know if he's even been coached up on that, because I think he's technically a center. But the
pass protection was bad all around. I mean,
it was
Wise Jr. Who's that guy? My gosh,
yeah,
that dude was all over the place.
And I think that's more on the Patriots secondary just taking away a lot, and then Jacoby losing confidence. And I'll give the offense a pass just because it's one bad game. Otherwise, Coach Stefanski has coached great games. He's been putting up 28 points on average.
I'm not one of these people that wants to. I don't want to run Kevin out.
No, Kevin's still the best coach we've had. Period.
Yeah, I think Kevin's fine. I just don't think Kevin has had the right pieces around.
No.
But it's you look organizationally, he hasn't had the right quarterback. He hasn't had the right.
Right.
Let's be honest, there's dysfunction in the ownership.
Yeah.
He's a good seed, but he's in bad soil in a lot of ways.
And I think but Jacoby's going to make mistakes. He's a backup. If we had Deshaun, right now we'd probably be at the very least 5-1, just because I don't think.
Maybe, but the defense is so.
The defense sucks.
Bad.
It's bad. And here, I don't even want to really put it too much on the players, because when you watch the team, it's like guys don't know where they want to be, or where they should be. And if you don't know where you're at, you're not going to play as aggressive because you don't want to blow a coverage, and then you end up blowing the coverage. So it's like, I think it's all scheme. Joe Woods is just bad. Like, I don't think it's a discussion of if he gets fired anymore. It's like a more of like when will we do it during the season, or will we do it after it? And I really don't think, because again, like if we promote somebody, maybe they call different sets and plays for certain looks, but at the end of the day, you still got to use Joe's scheme until the offseason.
It's like They need something. You need to inject some energy into this. Like, there's rumors today, and people throwing it out there, and I'm not saying I would do it, but like Josh Dobbs taking over now.
No.
I don't. I wouldn't. I'm not sure if I'd do that completely because I still think Jacoby can manage because he has.
I mean, I'd throw in some like packages like the Steelers did that
but
one year.
I totally get the why people are throwing it out. I get the theory why, and I agree with the theory, which is they need some, maybe not there. They need change elsewhere though. Like they need some energy. They need to inject some energy into this because, listen, man, you don't want to go through the season. I know we all know what the season's really about, which is getting number 4 back and against the Texans. That's just getting him acclimated. But you don't want to like demoralize your locker room like that. That could be very catastrophic if you let that go on. You have to still try to go out and win games every. I mean, look at the Patriots. I know we all know Belichick's the greatest coach of all time, but they got Bailey Zappi out there. They got Jacoby Myers out there. They got, Devontae Parker out there. They got some running backs, 2 dudes off the. One of them's a rookie, and the other dude Stevenson. He was like a nice player, but they still play comparable football. They still look like they're prepared. They look like an energized team. They have a belief within themselves. You could tell, like they just play like we can win this game. We don't have that, and it's crazy. We have the talent. It's not a talent issue, but it's just like we don't look like we're like after the first quarter. If we're down. That's why fans check out of the game because they know the character of the team. This team, once they're down, they're out. Like that's it. Like they're not coming back, and they just check out. And you see it, and it's just like I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think it's all coaching at this point, and like, I think the offense will take a step to almost like from good to great or great to elite, depending on where you think the offense is, where it stands. But with the defense, really, like they need a schematic change just because, or another voice in the room at the very least. Like, I'm not like a Friday Night Lights believer. Like, I think I hate Greg Williams. Like you got people on Twitter calling for him again, and I don't think a lot of us don't know, what it is to like be a professional athlete. Like these are grown men. Like a lot of them won't respond to like the Friday Night Lights. What are you doing? Get out there. But like.
I think there has to be accountability. Like just
more accountability.
It's really just what it is. It's a belief, and there's not a belief within that locker room right now. And there's people saying it, like people that know are in the know, leaking it to the media. Say they're like, they're not completely out on their coaching staff, but they're not. There's a lot of distrust. Like they don't really trust their coaches anymore. Well, that's a problem. That's a huge problem.
Yeah, Mike Prefer and Joe Woods, like. It's rough. It's rough to watch. Like Joe Woods is the worst defensive coordinator in the NFL right now. So like
it's just never been consistent either. I just like, and maybe like I said, if I was a first time head coach like Stefanski, right, and I got to run, I'm the head play caller, which I'm okay with. Some people don't like that, but I mean, a lot of great coaches they call plays on the side of the ball. And it's fine, and he's good at it.
He's great at it. Yeah,
but. No, sometimes he has his flaws. He still needs to clear. But I like to let's see. I still want to see him with a great quarterback, which he has coming. So after that, there's no excuse. But I don't think when you're a young head coach, a first time head coach, and you got to run a whole side of the ball, you need to have somebody over there that knows what they're like is experienced. I think I would want somebody that's more experienced. Maybe has been a head coach before, like a Mike Zimmer. And so. I think that's a much better fit and structure for Stefanski, who's still a young coach. What is he, like 38? So he like 38, 39? Or
he might be younger than that, actually.
I mean, he's still very young and growing. So I think he needs to go out. He needs a more like a veteran, proven coordinator. Like, you could just leave him. Like, okay, that's your side of the ball. I don't need. Yes, I'm the head coach, but I could trust you to run that. I don't need to focus too much on. You know what I mean?
The Panthers DC just got fired too. I'd hire him in a heartbeat.
Which one? I know Wilkes took over.
Yeah, no, they fired Matt Rule and his defensive coordinator.
Well, Steve Wilkes was a coordinator here one year at 19.
Was he?
And he's the head. No, Wilkes is the head coach there now. That's what he is.
Yeah.
By the way, see the Robbie Anderson thing. Now he's traded the next day.
They're the Cardinals.
Oh man,
I mean, the Cardinals need all the help they can get. Hollywood Brown's hurt for the season, so
I never seen that though, where a coach was like, "No, you need to leave," and he's like gone the next day.
that was a little weird.
That was a little weird. Robbie
But
Anderson didn't even want Baker Mayfield to go over there. Remember that back in
yeah, I did remember that, and I mean, for good reason. He is statistically the worst quarterback in the league right now. So, but
yeah.
yeah,
I
no,
don't know, man.
at this point, like really, all it comes down to, like, we have the talent. I think we were missing Denzel Ward a lot more on Sunday, but
Still got to step up though. I mean,
yeah, Joe Woods he's probably gone. Like, I think, and here with the players, like the whole Twitter thing, like I get it, like they're upset too, and then like someone, but like at the same time,
you should not just
right.
don't respond to fans. I don't like that these guys are even reading this. Like, maybe that's just me. If I was an athlete, I wouldn't want to see the shit. I wouldn't want to read the shit. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't want to.
Yeah, I know,
like,
but at the same time,
it just makes you really question, like, where's our focus? Like, is it on what it needs to be on? Because good
but
cultures, would that happen in New England? No, I don't think it would.
right,
Because they know there'd be a price that they know what would happen.
right,
That wouldn't happen in the good cultures, and you can't have that. Like, it's just like, dude, you just got your ass handed to you by a third string quarterback. This dude was throwing all over you, Greg Newsome and John Johnson. And dudes
yeah,
are running right by you. At the end of the half, Stevenson just goes shoots right up the gap. We're on the left side. See you later for 20 yards. And we're on lines tweeting after the game.
Nope.
We're tweeting and responding to DMs after the game.
Sorry about that. Someone was calling me.
we're responding and tweeting after the game. That's what we're doing.
Yeah,
responding to DMs and tweeting.
I mean, I get it. I mean, tensions are high, but like, if there's any, I want to instill some hope here at the end. In that, the whole division is mid right now. So
if they win their next two, they're in first place, which I don't think they're going to win their next two. But
who knows? Who knows?
Maybe the Bengals at home, but I don't think they're going to beat the Ravens, especially the Ravens coming off a loss. So
yeah,
I mean, how do you have confidence in this team right now?
I mean, I've lowered my expectations. We'll just we'll have to see, but there's a little bit of hope. The whole division sucks, so maybe maybe we can.
I just wish we had some more consistency. Like, what happened? Why can't we get the Steelers team, the team that played the Steelers?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, why can't we get that team every week? Like, why can't we play like that? Like, I get certain teams have different, but you should have your identity, like a style, and they just abandon their identity, what they should be doing every week. It's just not consistent, and it's just, I don't know, man.
Well, I think we about covered it.
I don't know. There's not a whole lot to say, man. I don't really
know.
I was sitting there like, I don't know if I want to do one. I'm like, well, I'll put one out there just to get my thoughts.
Some venting.
Yeah, I know everybody else is venting today, but I don't know, man. But before we get out, I mean, we could hit on some other stuff real quick if you want. I mean, what do you think about the Guardians tonight? You think they're going to pull it out in New York?
Maybe. I don't know.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Oh,
I think we have
a good Saturday night.
I watched Saturday. I watched until like we were down, and then I was like, "Oh, we won," because I stopped watching. That's why
I watched. I was at a party at someone's house, a birthday party, and they had it on, and I was like, "I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really watch a lot of the Guardians this year. I just wasn't. I haven't really watched baseball in like 3-4 years. I just kind of got out of it for a while. You know what I mean? I like baseball. I played baseball, but I just kind of got out of it. So, but I kept an eye on them. I always do because I know they're always solid. And so as the year went on, and people that were watching them a lot were like, you heard buzz. Everybody's like, yeah, man, they're pretty good. So I started keeping an eye on them. But then I watched this postseason, and I love the team. I love our team. I love our young players. But that game Saturday night, that's one of the best comebacks I think I've ever seen in any sport. I could not believe what I saw on the team. Like, it was so quiet in that stadium going into the bottom of the ninth. You could hear a pin drop. I mean, it was dead quiet. I thought the game was over. Like, dude, seventh inning, I was sitting there just kind of like snoozing off in a little bit. Like, this shit's boring. And then all of a sudden, it was miraculous.
Yeah.
And then the last night obviously was not miraculous at all. But hopefully they get a win tonight. I always want to bring this up because we need some hope in this city right now because the Browns ain't it. So,
Yeah, go Guards.
go guys.
And
We got the Cavs this week on Wednesday.
yep,
What do you
that'll
think's
be
gonna go
exciting.
against who do they play? Shit, who they open up with?
Is it the the Hawks?
Is it the Hawks? I can't remember.
No, it's Toronto. It's Toronto.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll take the Cavs.
I think we smoke them. I think we go undefeated. No.
I'll take the Cavs. I'll say Garland and Mitchell get 30 points apiece. 30 plus
Easily.
points apiece.
Yeah, and then Allen gets
like 12
18
rebounds.
and 14. 18, 14, 3 blocks.
All right. I'll take that. They just need somebody on that wing to step up, hit some threes. That's all they need.
Or look good in the preseason.
Yeah, if Okoro starts hitting that corner three, watch out. That team takes that team to a whole nother level.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know, man. But yeah, guys, that was our rant. We just
that was our rant.
Like everybody else today. I was watching some of these shows earlier today. The stuff people are saying, I mean, it is unbelievable. But only in Cleveland,
Only in Cleveland.
Go Browns! Greatest sports city because it's so unique. But yeah, you got anything else on the way out of here, man?
Nah, that's it.
Yeah,
I gotta go rob a train.
Oh yeah. So what made you do this with the facial hair? I just gotta ask. People out there are gonna want to know.
I like it. I don't know.
You just woke up. When did you do this?
Like a week ago. The missus hates it.
I bet. I'm sure she sure she does. But so are you remember that time? Are you do what Baker did? Remember that time against the Broncos when he had like
yeah.
So every time they lose, or you just gonna keep shaving part, just for good luck, or no? Just gonna keep it the way it is.
I'm gonna if we lose against the Ravens, the soul patch goes.
All right.
And then it's just a mustache.
And then if we lose to the Bengals, then what?
I shave my head. I don't know. I shave my head and cry.
I don't know if I'd say that. People are gonna hold you accountable to it. Especially people, the people we know, they're gonna be calling you.
Yeah. If we lose, I'll shave my head and cry. But
yeah,
hopefully the Browns pull one out. I believe in them. I feel it. Right. I feel it in my bones.
On the road to Baltimore. We'll see.
I feel it in my bones.
I hope you're right. I mean,
Harbaugh's gonna go for 2 when he shouldn't and lose the game.
We're not gonna run the ball like we should, and we're gonna lose. So that's how I feel. I don't know, man. But
we'll see. We'll see.
All right, man. I'll see you. Thanks for coming on again.
Absolutely. Have a good day, brother.
All right, guys. Yeah, that's about it for that game. There's not much more to talk about. Like I said, I wasn't sure I was going to do this today, just because I'm just kind of sick and tired. I'm gonna be honest, guys. Part of me doesn't really want to watch until week 13. No, I'm gonna watch. I'll keep an eye, watching it, but I just can't take any much more of this. Why subject myself to this every Sunday if they're not going to change it? Nothing's going to change. It's just like this is this is us every Sunday, right here. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anywho, thank you guys for watching this today. I know it's just a random rant. That we're all venting together, so we'll all get through this. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. If you're new to this channel, go check out my podcast, The Real with Joseph Latman, right there. You see that image. I'll put the link, or it'll be in the links below, or click on my channel. Go look at my latest episodes. Go look at the ones I did last week about projecting the past into the future. I did a part 1 and a part 2. So definitely check that out. You don't want to miss that stuff. That was a great conversation. Great topic I presented. And I had some videos from my man, the anxiety guy, in there. Definitely go check those out. And yeah, again, there's not much to say today. The Browns just, I don't know. Hopefully they win. Hopefully Mike's right and they get a win somehow miraculously against Baltimore. I don't see it, and I know a lot of people don't see it. Now, I'll never say never, but I don't know, guys. I've had enough of it. So, uh, again, hope you guys have a good week. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out of here.